Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are at opening day of season 8. I'm so excited to get this thing rolling with you lovely people, and joining me here tonight to spearhead the evening is the lovely director Rockerman. How you doing?
Psycho, I am doing fantastic. I'm always excited to be back here for some Nemesis action, and season 8, it's finally here. I know a lot of people were waiting for it. They're waiting all off season, getting things ready. And man, Psycho, I am so excited to be back. It's always good to have another season of Nemesis. A lot of great people, biggest season ever, back with a $1,500 prize pool. And yeah, it's gonna be hype. And quickly, I gotta give a shout out to Dukes for the resub for 10 months, coming back here supporting Nemesis for 10 months. So appreciate that. And yeah, it's great to be back, Psycho. I'm happy.
Yeah, I am excited as well. Shout out to Dukes. Hats off to you, sir. Thank you for your support. And also, thank you to the Titan players that showed up here tonight. Yes, you heard it. We are starting off in the Titan League. We have Grandmasters versus Phoenix, and they are ready to get going, Rocker, man. They are already starting to join up and get out of the lobby. But this, I think, is going to be a spicy matchup here. We've got the Grandmasters, two of their returning players, Bubbly Reaper and Golf, longtime friends, been playing this game together for a while, got some really good chemistry. And then they added Moifin to the mix, who is a veteran here in the Nemesis Gaming League himself. He's come a long way from the Prospect League and earned a spot on, I think, what's going to be a pretty strong roster here, Rocker Man. They showed off their talents in our opening tournament yesterday and walked away with the W.
Yeah, I mean, that was an impressive performance by them to come through and kind of show everyone, hey, we're here to play, we're here to win, and they did just that there, Psycho. So um, I'm excited to see what they have to offer. We saw how they fared against some other teams, but now, Psycho, it's really time to see how they are going to fare against some other Titan League teams. Most it'll be the Phoenix, who are making their first ever appearance on the Nemesis stream. So they've got a lot to prove here. New team from last season, new expansion org in the Titan League, but first time on stream here, coming out on opening day in season 8. So they have a lot to prove, and I think everyone's ready to go, Psycho. So I think we're gonna get them joined up, and we're gonna get things underway.
Sounds good to me. I am ready myself. Ladies and gentlemen, a best of 5 series between the Grandmasters and Phoenix. As we get into this kickoff, Moifin going to start things off, putting a shot on net. Xenix back to make the stop. Xenix out of the corner, following up. Bubbly Reaper to take it away from him, puts one on net, but yours going to shut it down. Goff keeping the pressure alive. Miles with the clear. Moifin in the midfields, back to Miles, down to Yor with the redirect. He's going to sink it past Bubbly Reaper and start things off. Phoenix now up by 1.
Yeah, and that is how you do it right there. Look at you with that redirect. That is one way to start things off here, Psycho, for season 8. The first goal of the season, and it is a great redirect from our great player, Yor, who many times in the past was on Gravity. People recognize him with Yor, Goff, and Dylan. So Yor and Goff gonna have a little bit of a rivalry here. Good friends and former teammates going at it, and Yor, he's gonna get the first laugh.
He certainly will. He's got the leg up. Goff now a little bit behind. Xenix with the ball, gets the flip reset. Can't muster much of anything. Yor with the shot. Goff gonna get in front of it. Goff gonna get the clear as well. Bubbly misses the ball, but gets the bump on Miles. Goff to put it across the line. Moifin with the follow. Gonna get a demo instead of the ball. Goff with the 50 in the corner. Goff following it up. But Yor to send it away. With a minute gone now so far from this matchup, I'm seeing some pretty high octane stuff here. Still, Grandmasters trailing by 1, but they are certainly chomping at the bit here, Rocker Man. They are generating quite a good offensive push, but the Phoenix are holding strong defensively.
Yeah, they really are. And, for me, Psycho, we talked about them, taking home that opening tournament. They were playing under the name the Grandmasters in the season 8 opening tournament. But, I'm curious to see how they fared. They won that tournament, but, we don't have a lot of, a lot of those teams, like the chemistry that you'll see in Titan League, you know, not saying they didn't play good teams, but they didn't necessarily play all Titan caliber players in that one. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt. But we did know from that tournament that they are going to get their shots up. And, you know, that's a good thing about seeing that tournament cycle. You get a little insight into these Grandmasters, know they're going to put up the shots, and we'll see if they can translate it into some offense here.
Most certainly, and we saw in that opening tournament as well how good this team is going to be at pass plays. They're constantly looking for each other and finding each other open in the midfield, as we just saw. Once again there, another pass play coming out. Goff with a heater shot. Xenix going to make the stop in on the goal line. And this Phoenix roster is almost unstoppable defensively. They just scored one early on, and they've been holding things down ever since, not allowing Grandmasters to get through. Moifin putting it off the backboard, going to leave it, going for the bump on your Miles. Going to miss his touch in the midfield. Bubbly Reaper's up, get the 50. Moifin putting one low. Xenix is down for it, picks up the Savior medal. Xenix with the shot's going to go a little bit high. Moifin almost putting that in, but it bounces off a crossbar. Miles can't get an accurate shot. Xenix to put one down, but it's weak. Bubbly Reaper going to easily clear that one away. Miles in the midfield putting it off the backboard. This could be dangerous. Yours there, and nobody from Grandmasters able to make the stop.
Yeah, no one's quite ready here as Miles throws it off the backboard, and Bubbly just really thought Moifin was going to get the touch. I mean, that should be Bubbly's ball all day there. He had the momentum going the other way, and just a miscommunication it looked like there between Moifin and Bubbly. And he's got 2 goals to his name. That is an excellent way to start out the season. Obviously, possibly some opening stream jitters here, but not for who's an experienced member in Nemesis, been in the playoffs numerous times, and so is Goff, as he's going to bang one in, and the Grandmasters find their first goal of Season 8.
And they've been trying all night so far, all game, I should say, and they're going to finally find it. A good pass coming out, and a nice shot. Looked like the bump came out from Moifin there to help free up the lane a little bit. And that is exactly what the Grandmasters needed. They've still got a little under 2 minutes, but that's plenty of time in Rocket League to make a comeback, especially when it's only 1 goal. We'll see if they're able to do it. Xenix out of the corner, gets the pinch off the backboard, trying to find a pass to the mid, but it gets cleared away. Miles bounces it off his corner. Moifin's there to challenge him. You're going to take control. Gets it past Bubbly Reaper. He's awkward, though, loses possession. And Goff coming out of the corner, sending it out to the mid. Moifin's there, but Miles beats him to the punch, gets to that ball. Yor to send that one back out to the mid. Goff going to try his hand at some offensive pressure. Can't get the flip reset. Moifin in the corner. Xenix to send it out to the mid. Bubbly Reaper going to cut it off. It gets pinched back. Moifin's there, but the shot's going to bounce off of Miles' car with 45 seconds left on the clock. Goff with the shot that's going to bounce off the post. That's not what you want to see, Rocker Man. They needed to sink that shot.
Oh my goodness, it was a great opportunity. Bubbly's harassing the player in net, and Goff just has to place it on target, but a little bit off there. And that one could be the one that they are going to want back here to start off their season. But with under 30 seconds left and an opportunity here, the net is wide open. But Goff, he backflips off the wall, and chaos again. Goff, he scored the only goal, but struggling now as we're down to the final seconds here, Psycho.
And will the Grandmasters be able to do it here? Goff with a weak shot on net. Miles takes it away. Bubbly Reaper off the backboard. I should see somebody up. Goff is there, but he can't get a good shot on net. Xenix going to send it away. Goff looking for somebody. Bubbly Reaper not able to make it to the ball in time as it drops. Phoenix are going to be your victors in game number 1. They only need 2 more to take home the dub here tonight.
Oh my goodness, like that one too. It was so chaotic at the end. You thought for sure that the Grandmasters were going to score, but Goff, he's going to tell you that he made some mistakes that he doesn't normally make, and he is going to want a couple of those shots back, a couple of those passes back. I mean, there were quite a few times where the net was wide open, and all they had to do was get it there, and they just couldn't. Grandmasters, they led in the shot department there, 10-5, more than double, but Phoenix, man, Psycho, they held on, and they showed up here on the back of Yor, and that is one way to start out the season with only returning 1 player from last season. Miles, the only one coming back, and trying to make something happen here with Xenix, who's traded away from Godfathers. So still working out the early season kinks a little bit, but they got a game 1 to win, and now they're looking to keep it rolling and see if they can win it in game 2.
And I think they've got a good strategy so far. I think they know that they've got a really solid defense. 8 saves in that first game that came out from the Phoenix roster. All they have to do is score before the Grandmasters score, which that was a close one, and then they lock down the Grandmasters with their defense, and it's pretty much an easy W from them. We'll see if the Grandmasters are able to counter this defense moving into game number 2. They got close. Xenix with a heater on net, but Moifin getting in front of it just in time, pinching it with the crossbar, sending that ball out. Goff with the long ball, trying to get a counter attack. It's not going to go. Xenix sends that one away. Goff in the midfield. Bubbly Reaper with the shot. The double coming out from Phoenix, but Goff not able to get to the ball in time to take a shot and take advantage of that situation. And we're seeing that quite a bit here, Rocker Man. A lot of dropped opportunities, from the Grandmasters in the first game, and they might be following the same pattern here in game number 2.
Yeah, it's just missed opportunities, it seems like. But, Psycho, I will have to say, for the Grandmasters, on the bright side of this, they're getting the opportunities. It's about converting. If they keep getting these opportunities, eventually, they're Titan players. They're not just going to miss every single shot. Well, they may, but I would reckon to say they probably won't here. So keep giving them opportunities, and eventually the Grandmasters are going to find one of these in the back of the net. But they've got to be careful. If they keep missing these opportunities, Phoenix are going to counter like they did in the last game, like they're trying to do here, and they might just be able to get one. Here comes Miles for the shot. It's going to go in. Miles sneaks it home, and the Phoenix take a 1-0 lead in game 2.
And my heart is heavy for Goff. He put his life and soul on the line there. Almost got the back-to-back save, and the physics just not working in his favor. And that ball is going to sink through. Miles with a nice shot. And the Grandmasters are going to again be behind in game number 2. Will they see a similar game that they as they did in game 1, where all the Phoenix has to do now is just shut them down with a heavy defense? A long ball coming out. Xenix going to get there, get back in time, makes the stop. You're going to get beat out by Goff. Goff following it, popping it up. Miles is there, though, going to get control of the ball and go with a carry. Bubbly Reaper going to crash into him in 50. This could be dangerous. Yours popping it up. Goff going to get in front of it. Xenix with the shot. Bubbly Reaper back in time, makes a heck of a save on the goal line. And then the ball gets cleared away. Moifin with the counter attack, catching Reapers sleeping. Excuse me, not Reapers, Phoenix. I keep wanting to say Reapers.
Yeah, I think Miles may physically be sleeping over there in the corner, and it looks like he may have lost connection, but
no.
they're appearing to play on. Maybe it's a controller DC. Unfortunate way to give up a goal there, but it looks like he's back, so I'm not sure what happened, but Grandmasters, they are going to take that. I mean, they're not going to complain, and we'll play on 1-1. Grandmasters now maybe have some momentum in their favor. Finally seeing one, good one get on the board here, able to tie things up.
Yes, it is certainly what they needed regardless of the circumstances. And they're going to see if they can roll with it. Moifin again with a shot from the left side. But Miles able to get back in time, just in the nick of time, in fact, to make that save. Miles 50 and with Moifin in the corner. Yor is there for the touch. Yor is going to make the dunk in the midfield. Bubbly Reaper missing the ball. Oh my goodness, disaster for the Grandmaster.
Yeah, it's just uncharacteristic. I mean, Bubbly Reaper just misses the ball. I don't know what to say, Psycho. I mean, the Grandmasters, that there was a couple times with Goff and now with Bubbly. I mean, these are people that we know are a pillar of consistency in the Titan League. I mean, you don't see him missing the ball like that. I mean, pretty much at all here. And well, he's going to redeem himself. So we'll stop talking about it. Let's talk about this goal. It's Bubbly Reaper. He's going to tie things up.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's how you have to do it. Whenever you make a mistake like that, you have to do that. So good job, Bubbly Reaper. Instant redemption, and just so next play. Minute 40 left on the clock, and we are at a tie ball game here. Game number 2, Phoenix up by 1 in the series. If Grandmasters are able to take this win, they will tie the series up, and we'll move into game number 3. Yor with the touch, can't get it through the Grandmasters defense. The double coming out from Phoenix. Bubbly Reaper with the long ball. Moifin's there to get the redirect. Yor with a huge save. Moifin putting it back in front of the net, but nobody else from Grandmasters up to take that ball and do anything with it. And wow, Rocker Man, that was quite an interesting play.
I'm loving the saves I'm seeing Psycho right now. These teams are putting on saves. Oh my goodness, the flip reset from Xenix, the 2K man, putting it in. What a play to take the lead.
And the demo that comes out from Yor on Bubbly Reaper, opening up the net for Xenix to just absolutely peak all over the Grandmasters. What a play from Phoenix. 54 seconds left on the clock. They take the lead 3-2. In game number 2, Miles putting it down. Goff in the midfield. Yor going to try and stick with it. Tries to go for the 50, but gets the demo on Moifin instead. The ball rolling down the corner. Miles taking control. Gets it past Bubbly Reaper with the pinch. He's going to follow it into the corner of the Grandmasters. Can't get it through Moifin. Xenix pops it up. Trying to follow it. Goff going to send it down. Moifin in the midfield. Gets it past Yor up to Goff. The pass play. And the shot coming out. Grandmaster's going to tie us up once again.
This is what we saw in that opening tournament. Moifin beating the defender and Goff. Just some high cheese right there into the top of the net. A great shot from him. And now we're right back at a 3-3 ball game. It's anyone's game, and the next goal is probably going to win it here. So these two teams know how crucial it's going to be in the final 20 seconds.
Quite possibly. Miles with a good 50 that almost turned into a shot. Grandmaster's going to shut that down early in their defensive zone. Moifin to follow it. Xenix beats him, trying to find Yor. He finds him, but Goff is there in the midfield with the pop-up. Miles just putting it down. We are now in overtime of game number 2, and this is looking extremely spicy, Rocker Man.
It is, and this is our first overtime of Season 8 here. Who is going to come out victorious? It's such a crucial one here on opening day. As if Phoenix can pull this off, they're going to be one win away from starting off the season of 1-0. And the Grandmasters got to tie this one up here. Going to need something big here. Got to cut down on the mistakes if they're going to want to take this game back and give them a chance to tie things up.
And who will be the first to score, the Grandmasters or Phoenix? As they play out this overtime. Bubbly Reaper in the midfield, trying to go for the dunk, not able to get it. Miles up to Yor, finding Miles again. The bounce off the sidewall. Moifin is there to make the defensive play. Going for the carry off the backboard. Gets it past one in the midfield. Yor making the touch. Goff is there for the 50. Pinches out. Back to Bubbly Reaper in Grandmaster's defensive zone. Xenix gets the flip reset past Moifin, but Bubbly Reaper back, making an easy save. Tries to get it through Miles. Miles with the low 50. Yor beats out the Grandmasters. And Xenix off the backboard. Moifin is there. Pops it up off the ceiling with the carry to clear that one out. Over a minute now into this OT. And it's hard to say, Rocker Man. I wouldn't say either of these teams have a clear edge at this point. They both seem to be playing quite conservatively.
And they really are, and both looking for their opportunities here, and just kind of take it slow, seeing what the other teams presenting them. There's a couple of opportunities here and there. This is Xenix looking for some flip resets, and Bubbly, he was looking for his demos, which he's known for. So one of those plays could be the decider here. Bubbly could find another demo, open some space up, or maybe a shooter here. Oh. It's off the backboard. Here comes Bubbly looking for a shot, but it's not going to go. And 2 minutes gone by in overtime. These two teams putting some pressure on each other right now.
Yes, they certainly are. It seems like the Grandmasters are having a little bit more offensive pressure than Phoenix, but we know that Phoenix doesn't need offensive pressure per se. They seem to be quite deadly when they get an opportunity for a goal. They're almost certainly going to convert it. And Goff in the midfield with the pop past Yor off the backboard. Bubbly Reaper looking for the doink. Moifin trying to finish it off, but Miles stays strong and keeps the ball out. Xenix with the low 50 gets it through Goff, popping it past Bubbly Reaper. Moifin's there for the shot, looking for the double, and he's gonna land that one. and take the win for Grandmasters in game number 2.
All right, Boyfriend, I see you out here. I see you out here. Put it off the backboard. Put it in the back of the net. What a play to tie the series up, and that's exactly what you need here for the Grandmasters. Moifin filling in for Bagels, who went non-playing this season, and that is a performance for sure. There are 2 goals, leading the team with 600 score. Impressive for Moifin, and the Grandmasters are going to tie this series up.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, he did lead with 600, but if you look at the rest of the scoreboard, it's so close. All 6 of these players are just, I'm not going to say peaking, but they are performing quite well right now. They're all playing seamlessly. I mean, their rotations are so good. Both of these teams are having such good defense, such good offense. This is, I mean, there's not much more could honestly ask for the opening game of season 8. Man, this is spectacular.
Yeah, they're doing great so far, and if things keep up the way they're going, Psycho, we could be in for possibly the first game 5 of the season, and we'll have to see though. As Phoenix now in this one gonna have to try to bounce back as we'll yeah, we'll get a restart here for them. Looks a little bit technical difficulties, but yeah, Phoenix are gonna have to try to bounce back, Psycho, and honestly though, even though they're going to have to try to bounce back, they still played well in the last game. It went to overtime. It went the distance. And you could argue the reason they didn't win that game is because Miles just, I don't know, up and DC'd for a second there. And that's how the Grandmasters got that 1 goal. But, they're still playing solid. So really, I think it's anyone's game heading into game 3 here.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's true. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Maybe Miles just didn't think that Moifin had the angle that he had, or like you said, maybe he just DC'd for a second or something. Who knows? But I think Grandmasters could easily take the win off of Phoenix tonight, just as easily as Phoenix could take the win off of the Grandmasters. Both of these teams are playing really good. It seems like Phoenix doesn't need quite as much offensive pressure as the Grandmasters need. They seem to sink their shots a little bit more consistently, so I would count them the more deadly of these 2 teams. But certainly, if you give Grandmasters a space, if you allow them to beat up your backboard, or if you allow them to find each other on the infield pass, they're going to make a mockery of your defense.
Yeah, they definitely will, and I mean, we talked about it briefly, Moifin being the only player returning, but that means that these players have some chemistry between Bubbly and Goff, and speaking of chemistry, Miles is going to put it in, and Xenix going to set it up here, throwing it right down. Your almost slots that went through, but Miles, the great finish there, hit in the open net, and Phoenix take the lead, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from these guys right now. The Phoenix Psycho, they look like they got some chemistry down here. And I mean, this is the first match of the season 8 for everybody, and they are just putting shots on net and putting them in. You're coming back with a second, and that's only 16 seconds into this game, Psycho.
Yes, sir. Moifin with a mistouch there in the corner. Unfortunate for the Grandmasters, as Yor is just going to capitalize off of that. And I mean, I think a little bit of luck had to be involved there as he hit not only the crossbar but the post, and it still bounced in for him. But hey, he's going to take that. Phoenix is going to take that, and now they're up by 2 with just barely 30 seconds gone. Game number 3, this is not the position that the Grandmasters want to be in. This is a crucial game for them, especially if they were to lose it, as it will put Phoenix at match point for the series. Bubbly Reaper in his own defensive zone, off of the ceiling, getting a little touch there, down to Moifin with a heater of a shot. I couldn't tell. That looked like a bit of a pinch, but Miles going to get in front of it. Goff trying to find it. Bubbly Reaper 50 and trying to find a shot. Moifin taking his time, but he's going to get bumped off by Miles. Xenix with the shot. Moifin found a way through the bump to get that save. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've been complimenting Rockerman, the defense of Phoenix, all night, but the Grandmasters have been doing a spectacular job themselves.
So many amazing plays, like we're only 2.5 games into this series, and there have been more defensive plays than you see in a lot of series, and this one going off the post, almost finding its way through. But really, these 2 teams putting on some defensive showing. And I am thoroughly impressed, loving what I'm seeing here. The great pass comes down, and the shot coming in. Yor finds another. The man cannot stop scoring here as it's 3-0 Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix starting to run away with this. Xenix, what kind of voodoo touch was that? The man just somehow redirected that ball perfectly, and Yor was able to get in there and put that ball in. That was a crazy touch from Xenix, as you would expect from a 2000 MMR player, possibly higher than that. We just capped the players off at 2000. Miles gonna try and get a block on Goff there. Xenix gonna end up taking it away. Moifin with the bump in the midfield, leaving it open for Bubbly to find Goff. Goff with the shot just a little bit too high. And Moifin gonna get the 50. Yor's there for the 50 with Bubbly Reaper in favor of Yor. Goff with the touch, sending it back to the corner. Goff again off of the backboard. 2 touches, trying to get the ball cleared out. Bubbly Reaper gonna help him, sending it off the backboard. Yor pops it up. This could be dangerous. Moifin's there, but he can't get the dunk to go in. Bubbly Reaper with the pinch off the ceiling, off the backboard, down to Yor, who pops it up, taking control out of his corner. Moifin come in and smack that ball, trying to keep the pressure alive for Grandmasters. As we've seen all night, Rocker Man, the Grandmasters have to generate a lot of offense. They have to put in a lot of work to get this Phoenix roster out of its rotations and allow themselves the opportunity to score.
Yeah, and they've been able to do it so far in the first 2 games, but this game here, Psycho, they really haven't done much of anything. I mean, there have been a couple opportunities in the zone, but really, Phoenix have been solid here as Grandmasters. They were trying to make an attempt, but I don't know what's missing. I think they're missing a couple of demos. We saw a lot of demos coming up from Bubbly, and here comes Yor again. Oh my goodness, Yor making a return to Nemesis, and he is putting his name back on everyone's radar as Miles sauces it up. Yor sniping it through, and oh my goodness, Psycho, I am so impressed by Yor here. The return, the goals, it's 4-0 Phoenix. They want this series. They want to turn their season around from last season. They got a new GM here in Smegalodon, and they are putting on a show here, showing everyone, hey, the Phoenix, it's a new season. We may have been a little bit down bad last season, but this season we are here to play.
Yes, sir. You're pulling off the Hattie on opening game of season 8. You know that's got to be sign that he is going to have a peak season. And with Moifin with the long ball, and I could not tell what just happened. Did Bubbly save that?
I think he did, Psycho. I think, yeah, he definitely just saved that ball. That is very unfortunate. But hey, when you're down 4-0 here with 1:10 left, sometimes Psycho, he was doing what I asked of him. I said we need to see some demos from Bubbly. He was trying to get a demo. Well, that one was not a demo. It goes back the other way. Miles puts it in, who is performing well. Miles has also been around Nemesis for a long time. Oh my goodness, Xenix looking for the flip reset. But Miles been around in Nemesis for a while, played on the Phoenix last season here, and he's back in this season. And we didn't get to see the Phoenix at all on stream. This is their stream debut in Nemesis. Even though they were a team last season, they didn't get on stream at all. But Miles is impressing me as well here, and you know, a solid performer. And Phoenix looking like they're going to take the 2-1 series lead here, barring the biggest comeback I've ever seen here. 5 goals in under 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, possible, not probable type situation as we roll into the final 30 seconds. Moifin still trying to look for a play. Can't get the flick past Miles. Bubbly Reaper to take it back into his own corner. Bubbly Reaper off the backboard. Gonna stick with it. He's got a little space. 50s with Yor. Goff sending it off to the side. Moifin is up. Bubbly Reaper looked like he might have been going for an own goal there, but Miles gonna help him out, get his own hat trick. It's kind of a wash for the Grandmasters at this point, so I don't blame them for just jacking around a little bit, trying to get moved on to game number 4. You're gonna just put this type of game behind you, Rocker Man.
Yeah, they've got it here. They got to just, you know, chalk this game up as, hey, it happens sometimes. You let them get away, and then, you know, once they got to the 4 goals, the Grandmaster just kind of tried to sell out for everything. So, you know, it happens sometimes. You got to put it behind you. But the Phoenix, in their case, they got to be loving. They got to be loving what they're seeing. A great performance. I mean, Yor and Miles putting in 3 goals each, and you get Xenix. I mean, I know, you can't score in every game, but you arguably, on paper, who should be the best guy on the team? He hasn't even put any goals in, and he wins 6-0. So they've got to be very happy here, and they are one game win away, Seiko, from their first win of the season, and they could start out 1-0 if they can pull it off here.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would love to make that happen. But the Grandmasters, they got to put it in. They got to put it in the next gear, put it in fifth gear, if you will. And moving into game number 4, they absolutely cannot drop this game. Phoenix sitting at match point. They take the dub here in game number 4. Then they send Grandmasters home. Will that happen, or will the Grandmasters force a game 5? We get into this kickoff. Miles off the sidewall. Moifin in the mid. Goff is there. 50s with Yor. It's popped up. Moifin's there. Sends it down to Goff, but he gets bumped off the ball. Miles looking at an open net, and yes, he is going to convert that. 15 seconds in before Phoenix take the lead.
Yeah, the Grandmaster just selling out here in game 4, just trying to make some magic happen, and that is about the worst way it could have gone for the Grandmasters. As another start to this game, and Phoenix come out with a quick goal again about 15 seconds in, and the Grandmasters, they've got to recover here. They can't let this get too far away from here. If Phoenix get one more goal, things are going to be very scary here. So Grandmasters got to consolidate, and they got to do it quickly.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Goff with the touch out down to the mid. Miles is there, up to Yor. Yor trying to get it past one, gets a bump on Bubbly. Goff to pop it up. Xenix in the midfield, gonna take control. Trying to get a little bit of a fake around Moifin, or looked like maybe a block or 50 on him. Goff off the backboard sends it down. Xenix up to Yor, back to Xenix. The play's gonna end there as Moifin takes control on his backboard. Moifin gets the flip reset past one of the midfield. Bubbly Reaper's there, up to Moifin. No, Yor gonna get his hand in there and put a stop to the play. Goff in the backfield, and it seems the Grandmasters, Rockerman, just kind of let that one get through. Little mistake, but they seem to have zipped that up and sealed up their defense. They're doing a lot better now.
Yeah, they are doing a lot better, and hopefully for their sake they can transition it back into their offense that they've had as they've been trying. They've been getting quite a few shots here in this game, Psycho. They got to keep it going, and hopefully one of them will find the back of the net and give them a good opportunity. Because that's what we saw they did so well in the first 2 games, Psycho. It was their recipe to success is keep getting those shots. Play solid defense, keep getting the shots. And here comes Xenix looking for a shot of his own, but it's not going to go. The Grandmasters, they got to keep it going, stay solid on the defense, and I think eventually one of these shots is going to find its way through.
And we'll see if that is the case, or if Phoenix are going to take this 1-point lead and sit on it. Goff with a shot that's going to bounce off of the crossbar, narrowly miss. Another opportunity. Oh my goodness, Bubbly Reaper coming up from behind, steals the ball from a waiting Xenix and passes it back to Moifin for a beautiful shot.
Oh my goodness, that's the definition of just behind enemy lines there, Psycho. Bubbly Reaper, he's just waiting there, and he says, yeah, I'll take that. You're going to take your time, Xenix? Well, I'm going to steal the ball from you. And it worked out perfectly, a great play. And Grandmasters, they got some life here as we're approaching halfway. They got to win this game to force the game 5 to start off the season. That would be one way. That's a huge passing play. Bubbly Reaper's going to slot it home. What a play here. The Grandmasters have now taken the lead.
Yeah, they have woken up. Goff with the pass down to Bubbly Reaper, who slots that perfectly. He couldn't have put it in a better spot. Just past Miles, taking the lead as we enter into the second half of game number 4 here on Forbidden Temple. Why am I not surprised? Moifin with the flip reset, but Bubbly Reaper can't get a good shot off of the pass. Goff gonna miss his touch. Miles pops it up, looking for the follow out of the corner. Gets the pinch. This is in front of the net. The double commit from Phoenix. This could result in something for Grandmasters as the ball gets sent down. Miles in the corner. Gonna make the clearing carry as Moifin pops it up. Moifin looking for a second touch, gets it, but he's a little bit awkward. The double commit from Grandmasters, leaving Goff back by himself. The 2v1 is not going to work out as Xenix gets a great pass inside to Yor.
Yeah, that is just textbook right there. Xenix right out to Yor and Goff. He's got so much of the net to cover, and his former teammate, now rival in this one, is going to slot it right behind him. Goff a little bit left on an island, and Yor, he's been a shooter all series long, and no bigger goal than that one so far.
No, sir. As they equalize the score against the Grandmasters and take away that precious lead that they should have been holding on to dearly. With a minute 40 left on the clock, Xenix getting mechanical on us, but Moifin gonna bang that ball away, clearing it all the way back to the Phoenix defensive zone. Goff is there, gets the redirect. What a shot, and great save from Xenix on the goal line as he comes in clutch for Phoenix. Xenix, oh, almost getting it through. I thought he went for the fake, but it didn't work out for him. And Bubbly Reaper gonna try for the dunk off of Miles and not gonna get it. Yor to send it down. Both of these teams now showing off a little bit here, Rocker Man, with the different their mechanical capabilities.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, Xenix, again, we just see him flip resetting, and oh my goodness, Goff, I thought you almost had that redirect there, but it just wasn't quite meant to be. And now, under a minute remaining, we're once again at that margin where the next goal will probably win this one with how this series has been going. And it's all about who's going to clutch up here, who's going to take control of the possession, take control of the boost, take control of that midfield, and set their team up for success heading down this final stretch.
And will the Grandmasters be able to do it, or will Phoenix do it, or will we see an overtime? Like, no, we won't. Yor is going to be the deciding factor as he catches the Grandmasters out of pocket, nobody back, and he's going to just shoot an empty net.
He does, and I'm not sure what happened to Bubbly Reaper. Maybe looking for a demo. Maybe just a little bit overcommitted there for the Grandmasters, and now with 20 seconds left, they are going to need some magic here to try to tie this up and send it to OT.
Oh, and the magic is just not in favor of them. The magic is in favor of Phoenix right now.
Oh my goodness, Miles, he just fakes underneath, gets that last touch, and Moifin, that's almost impossible to read right there in a tough spot. With 13 seconds left, it's looking like the Phoenix could be starting out this season 1-0, unless the Grandmasters can, oh my goodness, they're trying to set something up, but they are going to need a big miracle right here.
And oh, that was almost the start of it, the shot, but Yor holding strong against the post, puts it down, dashing the dreams of Grandmasters. Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen, are going to take that W, the first W of Season 8 on the stream here tonight. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, and that is one way to start things off here, Psycho, for their season. I mean, it almost doesn't get bigger than this. They're playing on stream on opening day. You know, these guys were 3-15 last season, and they're starting out 1-0. So, hey, maybe this is the turnaround here. You get them on stream. I mean, to me, Psycho, Yor was that MVP of that series. I know Xenix is crazy. Miles put a lot of goals, but he was putting the majority of them. Another hat trick to close things out. And I'm glad to see Yor back in the league. He was one of those guys that I always enjoyed watching on Gravity. And he put up a show for us here tonight. And that is the start you need here for the Phoenix. Great opening day win.
Yes, it was. Grandmasters also doing a really good job. Just couldn't pull through there at the end, so they had to walk home with the loss, but that's all right. They'll regain. They got plenty of time left to go. Time to build on what they have, which is already a strong foundation. But Phoenix, hats off to you on your W. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our first game here tonight. We're going to take a short break as we get some fresh new casters up into the booth for you, and we get some fresh new teams on the pitch. We're going to be coming back from break in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be moving down to the Novice League, where we have Ignite versus the Whelps, and this is going to be a fire matchup because this is a I'm not sure the word I'm looking for here, Rocker Man, a repeat, if you will, of Season 7 Grand Finals matchup in the Novice League.
Yeah, it's going to be a grand finals rematch. We have 2 more of those coming your way. So the best of the best from last season, in the Novice League and then the Challenge League are going to be going at it. It's going to be a great one. A couple quick shout outs before we head to break. Shout out to Not Rilo, or maybe he is Rilo, for 7-month resub. And also shout out to Sir Winalot for the raid with 20 viewers. Much love to him for casting some Nemesis matches and then coming in here and raiding the stream. So much love to you. And yes, it's going to be a good one. So we're going to take a short break. Give us a couple minutes, and then we'll be back here. We have Ignite versus Whelps, grand finals rematch from season 7. You guys don't want to miss it, so stay tuned, and we will be right back.